Hey folks, Sean here. And in this episode, I want to talk to you more about sales, and in particular, how I feel that sales is not what most quantify it as, which is something along the lines of a certain personality or even a certain person, like a particular type of person. Sales is really about following a process. And I want to talk more about what that process is because, in my opinion, anyone can do it effectively, right? This isn't something you're born with. I don't even know if this is a skill you need to learn. Realistically, to me, it's matching a problem for which you understand the full context with an appropriate solution that can help that person who has that problem make the kind of progress that they're looking for. And it really doesn't matter how you do this, there's different ways to do it. So, in the software world, and much of what I've done, especially recently, has been coming up with low touch solutions for which we can leverage a product led approach. Now, if I haven't talked much about product led, I will talk more about it, but it is essentially taking that low touch approach where we're leading with the software whenever we can. And we're using the software to qualify prospects, to do the selling for us, because we're sending prospects directly into our software, right? And upon using our software, our prospects, our prospective customers who supposedly have the problem for which we would like to help them with solving will be able to figure out whether or not our software helps them with solving that problem, right? Is it providing them with the kind of value that we were hoping that it would? If it does, then that product-led approach for that low-touch product should work rather effectively. Now, outside of the product-led low-touch approach, there's another category, right? And the bigger one on the other side of the spectrum is your high-touch software, which often is matched with a sales-led approach. So this is where you have people doing the process that the software was in the previous example. So you may have salespeople, you may have a sales team, but either way, you're going through the process of probably speaking with several different persona types, maybe even several different buyer persona types, because someone may be the user, someone may be the manager, someone may be in control of the budget and ultimately make the buying decision. So there's different personas to keep in mind, and each of them have different perspective. But a sales-led approach, which is where our team typically leads the charge, so this is people doing work synchronously, as opposed to being product-led or low-touch, which is typically asynchronous. Sales-led takes a synchronous approach. We need to meet with all these individuals. We need to go through some demos. We need to explain to them the value proposition, help them understand how our solution in the form of our software helps make progress that they're trying to make against the problem and challenges that they're experiencing in order to qualify them. And if they're properly qualified, they may decide to move forward with the process, and that might mean contracts, signing up for trial period, whatever the next step is for a company like that. But regardless of either one of these two options, which are really on the opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of extreme examples of one another, then there are plenty of examples that are some form of a hybrid approach between the two. Some companies even flip back and forth between the two or leverage both. But either way, sales is a process here. It's about following the process of finding the people that have the problem for which your solution, your software is the solution, trying to get them into your software in one way or the other, positioning your software as a solution to that problem, and then as they are using that software, either in free trial format or eventually paying for it, which is obviously a big milestone, we want to get them eventually paying for the software and ensuring that they're receiving value out of it. Are they receiving a return? Are they going to continue to invest? They can continue to be good paying customers for us that are happy with their experience and continue to pay, right? And pay something that enables us to generate the kind of return that we're looking for to run a healthy business. That's really the end goal in mind here. But the piece that's done on the sales side is really figuring out that matchmaking game, right? Have we got the right person with the right problem to see our solution in the form of our software as something that enables them to make much better progress against what it is they're trying to accomplish in solving that problem? If you can do that, then you have effectively done sales, essentially. Now, I've drafted up several different sales process documents or procedures for my team when we've taken more of a sales-led approach. That's for some services that I've been involved with or even productized services. But you could do the same for any type of a business, right? just because you have a software business doesn't mean you can't make sales a process. Now, if you're doing more of the asynchronous, low touch approach, a lot of this may happen without your intervention, which is kind of the dream for a lot of us. I love those aspects of it because I can basically just be sitting on my couch or reading or whatever, and I'm checking my phone as people are starting trials, people are signing up for subscriptions, I'm getting new paying customers, right? But either way, the process I just described is happening asynchronously. So it's happening without my direct intervention. The way that that happens is I've added all those steps to the process. It's like, A, I'm finding prospects asynchronously, which for me in this context usually means ads or SEO or whatever, right? Somehow people are searching for solutions to a specific problem for which my software has been positioned as the solution. So finding that traffic somehow, ads, SEO, whatever, they're finding my software solution, usually a landing page, a website, whatever. And that landing page and website is doing the work of positioning our solution in the form of our software as the solution to their problem, again, which will help them make the progress that they're looking for. So that part of the step happens there. Then they get started with, say, a free trial. That's what I'm leading with several of my low touch products. That also is hooked up and enabled through those landing pages. All of the calls to action on my landing pages say, start your free trial, right? No credit card required. I'm not taking an opt-out option. I'm taking an opt-in perspective. So my free trial conversion rate is pretty high. I get like 1 out of 3 website visitors convert into free trial users, which is what I want at the moment. That piece is also done asynchronously. Then the software itself is also qualifying the prospect because I'm taking a product-led approach. They're using the software. They're figuring out whether or not it's for them. I know whether or not they get value out of it. How? Because they would start a subscription. They would start paying for the software. They start paying for the software. Now I also have metrics to speak to how much value from a percentage perspective are the free trial users seeing in terms of who's becoming a paying customer. I have those numbers as well also. So anyway, the point of this episode was to describe sales as a process. There's different ways to carry out that process, but anyone can do it. If you follow the steps that I've described in this episode, you can design an effective sales process that performs for your company and your SaaS.